Hey everyone, Fat Guy Does Things here. A little while ago, we set a huge milestone for this channel, 50 subscribers, which I'm still very pleased about. It's awesome. You know, it's great having 50 subscribers. I was kind of waiting on this milestone for a little bit now. When I started doing videos regularly in April, I was really hoping that we would end up hitting that milestone. We did, which is amazing. But as of this video that you're watching here is the 50th video. I started doing these back in October of 2018 and have uploaded at various rates of consistency, but we've been doing it weekly for almost 2 months now, which is awesome. I've really loved doing that. Fat Guy Tuesdays have been a lot of fun for me. And I thought to celebrate 50 subscribers and 50 videos, I would go ahead and answer 50 questions that I found on the internet. These are supposed to be great questions for YouTubers. I think it was originally posted by some makeup channel, but I think most of the questions will still apply. This is just kind of a way to, let you get to know me a little bit, get to know the guy behind the fat guy. So we've got 50 questions all written down here in my messy handwriting. I'm going to try to go through them as quickly as possible. We don't want this video to be too long. And let's start with number 1, full name. And what does your name mean? So my full name is Jack Fish. I'm not going to give my middle name just for, personal reasons. What does my name mean? Well, I believe Jack is biblically it means God is gracious. Fish means fish. I think it's a British last name, so maybe my family, my ancestors were fishermen, or they sold fish, or maybe they just love to eat fish. I don't know. Number 2, where did you grow up? Well, I was born in Iowa City. I moved up here to Minnesota when I was 3, settled in the Twin Cities suburbs, and I'm still here today. And that brings me to number 3, where do you currently live? Well, I live in Spring Lake Park, Minnesota, which is a suburb of the Twin Cities. It's pretty small, not too remarkable. It does have Blue Sun Soda Shop, which I cannot help but plug in every video that I do. But yeah, I've been living here about 18 years. It's been quite a while. What year were you born? I was born in 1995. I'm 26. First best friend. Well, if family counts, I'd probably have to say my brother. He actually was in a couple of the earlier videos. I think he was operating the camera. It was back when I didn't have a sophisticated setup with a fancy tripod and all that. So, but yeah, we're definitely still close today. And I'd like to get him on some videos sometime in the future. Dog or cat person? I would say I'm a cat person. I've had cats all my life. I actually used to be terrified of dogs. Like, really scared of them when I was a kid. It's not so bad anymore, but I am just a little uncomfortable around a lot of dogs. That said, I've met a lot of nice dogs, and, not being as scared of them, I've gotten a chance to pet them, and, but I'm not too close to dogs. I kind of prefer cats personally. Favorite drink? Well, I guess, an icy's always nice. I'd have to say Diet Pepsi, caffeine free. I've just been drinking that for years. I don't know what it is about the taste, but it's just something that I really like to have around. You don't see it at a lot of restaurants, and even at some stores it's a little harder to find, but that's my preferred brand of soda. Favorite holiday destination? I would say probably either Duluth or the Wisconsin Dells. I could probably put both of them tied because they're both places that my family used to go to when I was a kid for vacation during the summer, and I'd say I've been back to both places as an adult, and there's plenty to love about them still, even being much, much older. Favorite celebrity? I really am not that into like celebrity culture. If we want to count a celebrity as far as their overall career, like let's say as a wrestler and an actor, I'd have to say John Cena, baby. You can't see me. Favorite physical activity? Well, being the fat guy, there's really not a lot of physical activities that I partake in. I used to lift weights in college, and I'd kind of like to get back into it. Maybe we can make that a video on a fat guy does reps or something. Maybe we can make that a video series. But I'd say my favorite physical activity overall is probably swimming. Most exercises hurt my lungs or make me tired, and I can't do too much of it at once, or I feel like I'm going to pass out. That's how bad my cardio is. But I don't know, swimming is, to me, it's a very enjoyable activity. Favorite clothing type? It's kind of a open question, I guess. Something like this, Scooby-Doo shirt. Just something, just casual, comfortable clothes is what I'll wear most of the time. I'm a bigger guy. I like to be comfortable. So that is definitely reflected in my clothing as well. Favorite hobby? I have a number of hobbies that I partake in, namely Fat Guy Does Things is definitely a hobby I've been putting myself into lately, but I also like to I like to play video games. I collect trading cards. I like to watch movies, especially horror movies. I like to read. I like to hang out with friends. I like to watch wrestling. I've even gotten into sports a little bit. Like, I kind of have a healthy amount of hobbies. I just don't have the time to do it all. Good cook? I can't even consider myself a cook. Am I a good cook? Not really. There's really not a lot I can cook. I'm gonna be moving out soon, so obviously that'll have to change, but I'd say as of right now, yeah, I'm not a great cook. Probably not even a good cook. Favorite perfume? Yeah, that's definitely a makeup YouTube question. I don't know what my favorite kind of perfume is. I can tell you my favorite kind of hand soap, though, I remember the scent to this day, is cherry blossom. Make my hands smell wonderful, like a big orchid of cherries. Orchid, orchard, whatever. Orchard? Anyway. Favorite Netflix show? I haven't really watched a lot of the Netflix hits like Stranger Things or I don't know. I have Netflix. I don't really watch a lot on it, to be honest. But I would say probably Anthony Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun, which was like a sketch comedy show that came out last fall. It's these three Australian guys. It's kind of a wacky sketch show, but I really enjoyed it. That's about the only Netflix original I can think of right now. I just realized I haven't been reading the numbers. That would be helpful. Keep track of where we are. Number 16, tea or coffee. I really don't like either. Number 17, life goals. It's a loaded question. It's a very loaded question. You know, I have a bucket list of various items that I keep. I'm always kind of consulting those. But I guess my main life goal is I just want to... I want to enjoy life as much as I can. I guess in the most general terms, I want to get the most out of life that I can. I want to be able to provide for the people that I love, and I want to, at the end of my life, be able to look back and say, I wouldn't have traded that for anything. Books that changed your life. Number 18. Books that changed my life. I don't really know that I've been all that affected by a lot of books. I've read a lot of great books, but I'd say Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. I read that in high school, and I have to say that kind of left a profound effect on me. I think some people read it as being a little more cynical, and you certainly can, but I kind of look at it, I guess, it kind of made me look at life as something that's just, take good with bad, It's gonna be bad in the world just all the time, but you don't have to contribute to it. I feel like there's a lot of things you can take away from that book. It's probably like the main book that had an impact on me. Let's see. Number 19. How difficult is it to forgive someone who won't apologize? Well, I'm kind of a soft touch. There's really not a lot of people I won't forgive for things. As far as people who won't apologize, I think that there's just people who they know they should apologize, and maybe they even want to, but I think for some people, an apology is kind of like a concession, and that just isn't something they can allow. I don't know, that's kind of a weird question, just throw it in there. Number 20, favorite YouTubers. There's really no specific YouTubers, like big YouTubers that I really watch. I mean, back when I was a kid and YouTube was still in its infancy, I'll admit it, I watched Fred. I don't love it looking back on it, but I watched a little bit of Fred there for a while. So, number 21, do you speak any other languages, and how well? I took sign language when I was in community college. I almost failed the class. I can barely remember a word of it. I do remember the sign for forgot, ironically enough, but other than that, I haven't really taken any other languages. Number 22, single or taken? Single, not quite ready to mingle. Number 23, describe your fashion sense. Well, I kind of did that before. Just casual, comfortable. I like for it to look nice, but I do have my days where I look kind of scrubby, I'll admit. So, number 24, how many siblings? I have one younger brother. I have a younger stepsister. Number 25, Mac or PC. I've had both in my lifetime, but I've actually had a PC or a Windows laptop now for, I've been using those for about 8 or so years, and I really like them, and I use those at work too. I think it'd be kind of hard for me to go back to Mac, but I'd say overall PC. Number 26, eye color. pull up my camera to my eyes. Well, sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're green, or, you know, they're kind of in the middle. They sometimes are like an electric blue, which is what I really like them to be at. So, in the spectrum of blue and green, we'll just say that. Number 27, most memorable childhood memory. Boy, I just have to pick one. That's a hard one to narrow down. I remember driving to the Wisconsin Dells with my mom and my brother one year. I was 11. We were going for spring break, actually, and as you know, spring up here in the Midwest means typically still a lot of snow, and there happened to be a blizzard the day we were leaving for the Dells, so it's usually a 3-hour drive. I think it was maybe 7 or 8 hours for us. And at one point we were driving down, we hit some black ice, and we skid out of control. Now, we didn't crash into anything, thankfully, but we did spin out, and I can certainly say that's not a childhood memory I'll forget. So I'll go with that. Number 28, bad habits. Ooh, I got a lot. Eating junk food is definitely up there. I tend to procrastinate on a few things. A lot of the same bad habits most people have, I would say. Number 29, dream job as a kid. Boy, I think I wanted to be like a rock star, a scientist, an astronaut, a cowboy. A lot of things I wanted to be. A cartoonist. It was never just one dream job, you know. It was back and forth all the time. Number 30, have you moved from home, and how was it? I haven't moved from home yet. I will be soon. I can tell you right now, the process of moving from home is exciting and terrifying. Number 31, have you ever failed at anything, and what did you learn from it? Well, I've failed at a few things. I guess the main thing is I had dropped out of community college in my second semester when I was about 18. I just didn't feel at home there. I felt ostracized. And I really wasn't. I just kind of felt like an outcast there. And I wasn't taking good care of myself mentally. And it just kind of snowballed until I decided I'd had enough. And then I worked full-time for a couple months, decided it wasn't for me. Went back to school. Got suspended for bad grades. Appealed it. Got back in on probation. Got suspended again for bad grades, and after that I went back to school, stuck with it, found a major, and now I have a bachelor's degree. And I guess if there's anything I've learned, it's that there's no shame in saying you made the wrong decision. And there's no shame in asking for another chance. There's no shame in trying something that you've already failed, that you're worried that you're going to fail again. I promise you, if there's anything that you're thinking of that is scary or daunting to you, it's much scarier in your head than it is in reality, as far as what tasks you want to go out and set to complete. Number 32, tell us about your family. My family is very nice, very wacky and kooky, as many families are. Most of them live up here in Minnesota. A fair number of them, mostly on my dad's side, are kind of spread out over the country. But I love my family. They've been very supportive, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. Number 33, favorite color. I'd have to say red or black. Those are probably my two favorites. Personality type, number 34, personality type. I took that personality inventory back in high school in psychology. I think it was INFJ or something. But I'd say my personality type more generally is laid back. There's really not a lot that gets me riled up or upset. What's number 35? What social media are you addicted to? I wouldn't really say I'm addicted to any social media. I used to use Twitter a lot, but I've been doing that less. If YouTube counts, I kind of use it like a second. It's kind of my substitution for TV a lot of the time. If I'm bored, I'll just search something on YouTube and watch it and kind of get sucked into that, rabbit hole for a little bit. But I wouldn't say there's any one social media site I'm addicted to. I'm really not addicted to any of them. Number 36, get along with your family? Yes, I think I answered that before. Number 37, biggest struggle overcame? Well, if I didn't go back to the school thing, I'd say, maybe the biggest struggle for me, I wouldn't say I really overcame it, but I think depression is something I've struggled with for a while. I've talked about that a little bit before. And I've kind of overcame it in a sense that I acknowledge that you never really overcome it, if that makes any sense. It's just something that you kind of have to learn to live with. Number 38, first email name. What was it? Was it embarrassing? It was jackfmaster@yahoo.com. So, a little embarrassing. I still get most of my main emails through there, though. So, number 39, what city or country would you live in? Boy, that's a great question. I don't really know. As far as country, I just haven't really been to that many countries, so it's hard for me to answer that. If I knew it was going to be temporary, I might want to live in, Ireland, maybe. That sounds like it would be kind of nice. Maybe Canada. As far as cities go, I liked Chicago when I went. I'd say the Chicago area would be kind of a cool place to live. Plus, it's pretty close to my dad and his family, so. Number 40, bucket list items. I have a number of bucket list items, from riding a jet ski to visiting a wax museum to visiting Antarctica. I want to eventually step foot on all 7 continents. That's one thing. I want to see the wonders of the world that are still remaining. I'm trying to think of one of the more mundane items. I don't know. Wax museum is kind of but it just sounds cool. I've never been to one, and I really want to. Number 41, height 6'7". Number 42, who is your inspiration? I don't really have any one inspiration as far as my life goes. I've found that one of the cool things about growing up is you don't have to really be inspired by, like, someone older than you either. Like maybe I'll be talking to my brother or one of his friends. They're younger than me, but, if they're, showing a positive attribute or something like that, and I'm inspired by it, so be it. It's to me, it's not like an age thing. I'm inspired by a lot of people, honestly. Number 43, best characteristics. Well, I'd like to think I'm funny. Sometimes I feel like I'm not. Best characteristics. I'd like to think I'm an easy person to get along with. That to me might be my favorite characteristic. Number 44, best physical feature. Probably my height, everything that comes with it, the long arms, the nice reach. It just feels nice to be that tall. I'd say that's probably my favorite physical feature. There's some days where I like my beard. There's some times where I think I better try something new with it. So, number 45, biggest fear right now. I used to be really scared of ventriloquist dummies, like terrified of them. As far as what scares me now, I mean, everyone's afraid of dying, right? I'm not afraid to die someday, but not before I want to go, Number 7. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm way off. Number 46. What has required the most courage in your life so far? Most courage in my life so far. Probably just going out into the real world, getting that full-time job, now moving out. That's something a lot of people do without problems, but I'm very much a homebody. Especially being on the autism spectrum, sometimes it does make life challenging for me, and so I think that has kind of required a level of courage for me to overcome to some extent. Number 47, first person you call when something exciting / horrible happens. It's rare that I really call people, but my mom, I'll usually tell her when I have good news or even bad news. My dad or my brother, definitely my family. Number 48, last compliment. I was told, I went to a family gathering with my stepmother's family, and I guess they thought my brother and I were very witty. So I guess that's the last compliment I can remember off the top of my head. It's a nice compliment. Number 49. What do I wish I was gifted at doing? Man, there's so much. I wish I knew the right thing to say and at the right time. I feel like I'm getting better with it, but sometimes things happen where the words don't come to you at all, or they get, what's the things you put together in your brain don't necessarily come out of your mouth the way they should. So I would say I wish I had just a little bit more of that gift of gab. As it is, I've been talking for almost 30 minutes. I feel like I'm putting myself to sleep. So, number 50, 5 things that make your day better. Okay, I'm going to try to do this real quick just to wrap this up. Food, cats, friends, family, my bed. Those 5 things always make my day a lot better. So that's it. That's 50 questions. It was quite a lot to get through. My icy's starting to get a little liquidy. Been sitting here so long, so I'm gonna have to wrap that up. But that's 50. That's the 50th video. 50 questions, 50 answers. Hope you got to know me a little bit better, and hopefully you want to continue to know me even after this long video. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Plenty more videos to come, and I hope you all have a good day. Thanks for watching.